Alrighty guys, so we got the brand new banners coming out live tonight. We're gonna be going over them in full detail and talking about these two amazing characters that could be coming out on the banner, if they're gonna be good. Could be 3 amazing characters, who knows? You know, I swear I haven't seen the banner. And we'll also be talking about the new weapon banner and seeing if that thing is going to be worth summoning for or not. And we'll talk about constellations for Ball and what I believe to be the better case for most players. And we'll be going over those things in full detail so you can get my opinions on everything. As always, good luck on your summons, everyone. I hope you have a great time and a great experience. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. Let's jump into it. Alright, so the brand new banner is live, and of course, it's only live in Japan because Mihoyo Papega, and they didn't want to show it to everybody. But as you can see here, the new banner is going to be for Ball, Zhangling, and Sucrose, as well as Kujo Sara. So big pog, big pog. So it's not live on Twitter for global yet for some reason, but the new banner, as you can see, is going to be for Zhangling and Sucrose and Kujo Sara. Now we did put out a prediction video earlier this month. All right, and in our banner predictions, we said that there was something that was very interesting about all the characters. There was something to note, and we actually listed out the entire times that characters have been rerun. Sucrose has been on one of the characters that actually been run 4 times. Zhangling's only run 3 times. But Sucrose is actually the first character in Genshin Impact, the first one to get 5 runs on any banner in Genshin. She's the fifth one. Xiangyang's only received 3, Razor's only 3, Bennett only 3, Ningguang and Beidou only 3, and Zhangling, this is her 4th banner. So very interesting turnaround to see that Zhangling is going to be on this banner with Sucrose of all characters, but it is of course a very welcome surprise because of course Sucrose is an amazing character. So we're going to be talking about these 2 characters first, and then of course we talked about Kujo Sara last night, but we don't have constellation details as of yet. We'll have to go to those in a minute. So funny enough, I actually don't have Sucrose yet on my Asia server account. I've been playing since launch, so I'm very excited to see that. So constellations on Sucrose. C1 is the credible constellation to give you an additional charge on your elemental skill. C1, in my opinion, and as well as C2 are the big constellations because C1 is going to increase the amount of elemental skills that you get on the field, especially when you couple it with a sacrificial fragments to give yourself a bigger battery. I find this to be the best overall way to play Sucrose in general because most people are going to be able the most access to that and make it easier. You can use Thrilling Tales if you want to as a weapon, but I feel like the sacrificial fragments is a more optimal option for her as far, and this really covets tails into it for battery options for Sucrose. C2 is also an exceptional option because it's actually going to increase the overall damage of your ultimate ability by about 33% and increase the duration by that amount as well because it's originally, I believe, is on an 8-second timer, or was it a 6-second? It's 6-second timer, goes up to 8 seconds, so that's essentially 33% more on the overall uptime of the ulti, so that's very nice. C4 is really sucks overall, and then C6 is pretty nice, but unfortunately it gives you a 20% elemental damage bonus for whatever type is absorbed. Really helpful for like a Zhangling team that works with a Sucrose. Very helpful for that specific team. So it's going to work really well for your Vaporized composition with Child, Vaporized compositions with potentially Kokomi in the future, or whatever characters will be coming out. So very good constellation for those types of things. So it is a very nice one overall. But I think the big constellation for Sucrose is C1 as far as like the overall thing that makes her really fun in my opinion. For Zhangling, however, on the other side of things, Zhangling really gets her power spike at Constellation 4. Constellation 4 gives her a 40% overall damage increase on her ultimate because it's a 40% duration increase, which means 40% damage increase just flat across the board. The 15% fire resistance on Constellation 1 from Gogus is okay. It's not really that great. C2 sucks really bad. And then C6 is actually a pretty decent constellation for, say, a Bennett team or potentially a C6 Bennett squad. And it's very nice to do this. I'm actually really excited to try out team compositions that relate with both Constellation 6 Bennett and Constellation 6 Zhangling to give my team a total of a 30% pyro damage bonus. So use that like with the main DPS Kazuha or potentially just pyro damage teams in general, just to try out like other random teams that I can run together with elemental damage to get like pyro damage boost from Kazuha onto other characters in this game and just run whatever kind of main DPS character I want with pyro auto attack. So I think that would be a really fun way to run teams, and I think I'm gonna be running that like going forward on my Asia server account specifically. But I think Zhangling's big constellation is Constellation 4, so once you hit that, it's the big money maker. So if you're wondering if you should be summoning for constellations or going for ball in particular on this banner, my answer is 100% yes for most players. Now, the thing about this banner that I find to be most interesting is a lot of people that are summoning for ball if they fall in a cinema category to like my Asia server account, where you're like, you have a lot of the benchmarkers that you need for your account, and you've hit basically like you're like 2 cryo characters, 2 pyro characters, 2 geo, 2 animo, all that stuff, right? You get to those levels, then you can start being more experimental. This is that part of the game where electro characters really come to the mix. And I'm actually very glad that MiHoYo waited a long time to come out with an electro character for like almost a year after the game came out. Because from the start of the game, electro characters have kind of this by the wayside character. And the funny thing is, like, if you didn't build any electro characters at all since the start of Genshin, it wouldn't have made any difference to your account except the difference in fun you had. So I'm really excited to see electro come in after about a year of the game, to see how hard they're gonna push into the meta, because many people have been building toward like a vaporized meta or a melt meta or going for geo or animo, and electro's kind of just been this thing on the side that no one really uses that often, but now it can become to the forefront of the meta. So I'm really excited to try that for the ball banner, and I'm hoping that, you know, it's gonna be really fun. Hello, Seka. Bro, why are you even here? You are skipping ball. You summoned for Yoimiya like a Papega. I can still get it. No, you have like you have like 2 multis, bro. You're gonna freaking get shafted. I'm gonna laugh at you. I also get the 10 intertwined fates for free, Seka. Don't you know MiHoYo's so generous? Bro, it's only 10 intertwined fates. Why do you think it's generous? Because I'm free to play. Shut the f. All right, and now we got the weapon banner, which is a unforged. The fuck? So the Unforged is on this banner. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. I think I predicted like the Wolf Gravestone, but it is a Claymore that's really similar to the Wolf Gravestone, but we haven't seen the Unforged in forever. And this is actually the first banner ever to have 2 completely offbeat limited weapons. The Unforged is a limited weapon, and the Engulfing Lightning is a limited weapon, but they're both limited in different ways. So now this is an unprecedented banner that actually sets a new precedence for the game, to see that we can actually get 2 different kinds of limited weapons on one banner. So like Jade Cutter and like what is it? And Staff of Homa could be on one banner going forward. So that could be like the best weapon banner of all time. It could even happen at some point, and that's actually a possibility. So that's pretty interesting to see that as a possibility in the future. So for the other 4 stars in here, we had Sacrificial, Widzith, Lion's Roar, Favonius, and Bell. Yeah, I mean, the Bell hasn't seen a resurgence in quite some time. Widzith, we haven't seen in a little bit as well. Favonius, there's only 3 spears and like 1 of the lithic spears, so I totally see that the Favonius happening here. So good banner for that. And the Lion's Roar, not really good for anybody in this banner. Favonius is great on Zhangling, but now it's kind of outclassed by like, the next weapon. And the Sacrificial bow, I'm not sure why this bow is on the banner, except potentially it could be one of the really good weapons for Kujo Sara. And because it has a high base attack, there was a rumor going around that Kujo Sara's overall attack percentage gains that she gives people could be based on her base attack, like Bennett. I'm not sure what the truth is of that, but I'm really excited for both of these banners, and what I think for most people going forward on this banner is the weapon banner actually seems like a massive skip for a bunch of people. Now, the Engulfing Lightning is a great weapon and the signature weapon for Ball. However, many people may not need this weapon at all, because the other weapons that are in Genshin Impact, all the other spears will provide a really good damage bonus, and there's so many other spears that you may not need this. Plus, Skyward Spine exists, and if you get one, you'll be like, oh, I could just use that on Ball, whatever. And this weapon, if you're free to play or budget, doesn't seem like the one to go for. I don't know why. I have a gut feeling about this, but it's just there's a lot of other spears out in the universe right now, and I'm feeling like this one's the skip. I really like it, but if you're a whale, it's going to be amazing, by the way. So if you're going for it and you're a whale, it seems like amazing. If you're free to play or budget, I'm not quite sure. I'm actually considering completely skipping this on my Battle Pass Welcome account. And the reason I'm actually considering skipping this is pretty copium. The reason I'm skipping this weapon entirely on my Battle Pass Welcome account is because my ass on a Battle Pass Welcome account got 3 Skyward Spines out the base banner. So, yeah, for me, it's a hard skip on my Battle Pass Welcome. I got 1 on a weapon banner and 3 out the base banner. So I'm just saying, Drake, no. So regarding the Unforged is a really good weapon for a main DPS character that's going to be using a shield. There's also a shadow buff that I'm going to be talking about in another video very, very soon that could make this weapon even better than what I was talking about. And it could make the Luke mains extremely happy with this weapon. But the Wolf Gravestone is already a really good weapon, and it boosts your entire team as well versus just boosting yourself. So I feel like the Unforged is one of those weapons that isn't really like so freaking powerful that you have to have it. It's kind of just one of those okay weapons, and you can only really optimize it with the shield, and you have to use auto attacks and shield, so it's super restrictive. So I don't really like the weapon in general, but there are people that could use it. And as far as Engulfing Lightning goes, it's going to be really decent for Zhang Ling for using it for her kit. But again, you have a billion other weapons you can use, and the catch exists. So it's going to be better than those weapons, but I would say about 20-25%. Now, let's go into Constellations on this banner, right? So with Constellations for Ball, my thought process is, if you're going to be going for Constellations for Ball, I get this question asked a ton. And the question I get asked is, Seka, should I summon for Constellations for Ball to get Constellation 2 on Ball? If you know what it does, great. If you don't know what it does, you'll find out very soon. Constellation 2 Ball or going for the weapon? Now, there's been a lot of math on Reddit and other things and talking about this topic specifically. Now, the thing I've told everybody in the freaking universe since the launch of the game is pretty much my catchphrase from the Hotel banner. A lot of people ask the same question about Hotel's Constellation 1. Seka, should I go for Constellation 1 Hotel or go for Staff of Homa? Now, the same thing is true for Ball, and I'm going to say the same thing for Engulfing Lightning. Hu Tao is for a week, Homa is forever. So if you get yourself a Staff of Homa or an Engulfing Lightning, you can use it on a ton of different characters and transfer it for between a lot of different characters, whereas Constellations for Ball are only good for Ball. So if you can't use Ball in a set of content, maybe you can use the Engulfing Lightning. So again, the weapon is always better than going for Constellations because it increases the variety you have in your account. So if you're considering going for Constellations on Ball versus going for the weapon, my recommendation is always go for the weapon over any type of Constellations in Genshin. But that's going to do it for this video. My name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.